Breaking news, President Donald Trump is now threatening to send troops into California, specifically San Francisco, but he's also eyeing other California cities. But could it backfire in the fight against Prop 50? Coming up, full coverage of President Trump sending troops into California to restore law and order. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California and a California state representative. And the Democrats in California are now all like, they're lighting their hair on fire because Trump is now credibly talking about sending National Guard troops into California because of the crime wave that we're suffering under to restore law and order. He's already done this in other cities. It spawned several Democrat politicians to file lawsuits, which likely are going to be resolved in favor of Trump using his authority as president. But in California, we have local prosecutors, specifically one in San Francisco, threatening to arrest National Guard troop members who are simply following orders if they dare come into California. We have complete coverage on this. Plus, I am now concerned that sending National Guard troops into California right now in the last 2 weeks of an election may actually hurt our chances of defeating Prop 50. And I'll explain why in just a moment. But I do need to remind you that we are in a fight of our lives to defeat Proposition 50. So I want you to go to the website, defendfairelections.org, defendfairelections.org. That is our campaign site for the No on Prop 50 campaign. We're trying to stop Gavin Newsom's corrupt redistricting scheme, and we literally are fighting tooth and nail to turn out every single no vote, and we need your help. So go to that website. Number one, share the website because we need to spread the word. Number two, I need you to chip in a contribution. In these last weeks, we are trying to get as many college students and high school students deployed to door-to-door canvassing to turn out votes. We're also text messaging all voters that have not returned ballots yet. And of course, I'm going up and down the state on our statewide bus tour. And as we're doing this, as we're pushing the No on Prop 50 campaign across the finish line, we are collecting 1 million signatures on the California Voter ID Initiative. So at that website, share it, chip in a contribution. By the way, if you have not yet signed the Voter ID Initiative petition, we need to get 1 million signatures. Go to voteridinitiative.com, voteridinitiative.com, sign the petition. You can download, print, sign, and mail it back. You also can request a volunteer kit where we will send you long form petitions that you can circulate amongst your friends and family. Click under volunteer for that. Finally, I will be coming to your area soon. Click under events and join me at a rally for No on Prop 50 and the California Voter ID Signature Drive. All of our events are on our website, voteridinitiative.com. With that, let's get into President Trump threatening to send National Guard troops into California. Specifically, he's talking about San Francisco. Now, his comments, which I'll play in just a moment, come on the heels of Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff, who, again, is a San Francisco liberal. He's a Democrat. He's supported all sorts of Democrat bad politicians that led to a crime wave. But now the billionaires are saying, oh, my goodness, it's infested with crime around here. You think? You support politicians who trash police, talk about cutting funding for police, making police officers' jobs harder, taking tools out of the hands of police and prosecutors to go after the criminals. You have a sanctuary state that's protecting criminals. You think we're going to get a crime wave? And these billionaires, they are the ones responsible for it. So now he's saying, oh, yeah, I think we should perhaps have the National Guard come here. He recently told the New York Times that he was, quote, all for the troops coming into the city as crime fighters. Now, the billionaire tech people in California are now siding with Trump. Surprise, surprise. But Trump is now talking about actually doing it. His comments at the White House just yesterday.
Gets to where you can't fix it anymore. It's too far gone. And we have some cities like that. But these are great cities that can be fixed. I'm going to be strongly recommending, at the request of government officials, which is always nice, that you start looking at San Francisco. I think we can make San Francisco. There's one of our great cities 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and now it's a mess. And we have great support in San Francisco, so I'd like to recommend that for inclusion, maybe in your next group. You'll get great support. Every American deserves to live in a community where they're not afraid of being mugged, murdered, robbed, raped, assaulted, or shot.
So that's Trump saying that he's got local government officials requesting National Guard troops. Now, I'm going to be fair. I've not yet heard from any San Francisco local elected officials, government officials, asking for troops to be deployed. We've heard this tech billionaire, Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff, ask for the troops. Certainly the voters like the troops. Oh yeah, the polling is surging for Donald Trump when he sends troops in to these cities. But I have got to be fair. I can tell you no local government officials in San Francisco have asked for troops. Now, it's quite possible when he talks about government officials, not local, he didn't say local, he said government officials, that he may be referencing federal officials in California saying, hey, it's hard for us to do our job. And in order for us to do our job, we're going to need backup. That justification is actually even better for Trump to use the National Guard if there's a federal role related or federal nexus. We'll be following that. But what's interesting is you have a prosecutor, the local city attorney in San Francisco, saying that, she said this today, if Trump sends National Guard into San Francisco, she will prosecute them. She, quote, won't hesitate to charge federal agents. Brooke Jensen's is her name. She says, I will consider bringing excessive force or other charges against troops deployed by President Donald Trump. Quote, if I believe and have conviction that we can meet our burden and charges are appropriate, I won't hesitate to do so. Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Would love for you two-bit, lawyer, civil lawyer out of a mentally deranged city that is infested with crime. You're not doing your job. I'd love to see you try to prosecute one of our National Guard troop members. You'll be laughed out of court, and you should be stripped of your law license. More so, you should be thrown out of office. But again, we would have to turn to San Francisco voters for that, and that's just not very likely. I support President Trump deploying federal and state National Guard to cities that won't do the job of protecting their citizens. How's it any different? How's a crime wave different from an ocean wave, a tsunami, or other natural disaster like a hurricane or a tornado? If it's a state of emergency, if crime is so out of control and the politicians are so negligent, then yes, I do believe the burden has been met. I think the courts will agree. But here's one concern I have, getting back to Proposition 50. If Trump deploys the troops in the next 2 to 3 weeks, while it's wildly popular amongst voters, it could inflame the base of the Democrat Party, the rabid base, to work even harder for the yes vote. And it would dominate the media cycle, taking attention away from the matter at hand, which is Gavin Newsom has a corrupt redistricting scheme to seize power from the citizens and give it back to the politicians, to rig elections, to manipulate the maps. We have to stay focused on that message. Anything in the next 2.5 weeks that distracts from that core message, for us to turn out our votes, to persuade the toss-up votes that remain. Remember, we're down by 5 points, as I told you in earlier podcasts this week. We have a lot of work. We can still win it, which is why I'm asking you to double down and go to that website, defendfairelections.org. Defendfairelections.org has the top 5 reasons why people should vote no on Prop 50, and has an opportunity for you to sign up as a volunteer and contribute. President Trump may very well deploy National Guard troops to California. It will spark a backlash. You will have this wingnut prosecutor threaten to prosecute National Guard members who are just trying to do their job. But I will tell you this, we have to fight to defeat Prop 50 and also use that as the springboard to get the California Voter ID Initiative qualified. You do those two things and we'll have a fair fight. We can actually throw bad politicians out that coddle criminals. And we can actually remove the need for National Guard troops to come in here and do the job that politicians refuse to do to keep us safe. So go and activate yourself. I hope to see you at one of our events coming up statewide. Go to voteridevents.org or voteridinitiative.com. Until next time, I'm Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California and a California State Representative. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. But before you click away, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so you get updated when we post new episodes. Plus, like this video and share it with your friends so that we can help spread our message across the state. Reform California with Carl DeMaio is paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly.